Welcome, everybody. My name is Tim Roberts. I'm a professor in the Department of History at Western Illinois University. Looking forward to this semester, a course on the early history of the United States. We're going to be galloping through about 400 years of history, starting with the late 16th century, when the Europeans and the Native Americans first encountered one another, and going all the way through the late 19th century, uh, after the end of the American Civil War, also known among some scholars as the Second American Revolution. Please ask any questions anytime that you have them. Feel free to reach out. Love to chat with you in one way or another. As I said, we're going to be galloping through a great deal of history in terms of time, but we're also going to park on some important, sometimes forgotten episodes in early American history. Some important things that I will claim continue to shape the United States now, the society in which we live. Things like how we use the environment, how our economy works, how our government works and our relationship to it, how our borders were formed, and perhaps even we can think about how the controversy over our national borders, which shapes our politics today, the roots of that. I'm actually sitting in front of a early American map, something that was probably published in the early 1820s. We can tell this because I don't know if you can see how much of it's detail, but it shows the United States with Illinois and Missouri as states, but Arkansas and what became known as the Indian Territory, established in 1834 by President Andrew Jackson by an act of Congress, the destination for the Native Americans who would be removed from the southeast to move into what is now Oklahoma, doesn't quite exist. So we can date this map around that time. We're thinking about the shape of American borders and, moreover, how America grew very dramatically from its origins as a seaboard nation of the original 13 states all the way to a continental empire. We'll think about the concept, the development of political rights among the American people, who had those rights and who didn't. And perhaps as an extension of that, we could say that even the concept of human rights born in American political culture in the first part of the 19th century, late 18th century, early 19th century. So it's a lot to keep up with, particularly perhaps in an online class. I encourage you to read the syllabus, the detailed schedule, and the course schedule. All three of those are Word documents online. Read those very carefully. Please do keep up with assignment deadlines. Be very familiar with when things are due and turn them in the Dropbox system accordingly. Again, ask any questions you may have about anything. I'll be glad to try to assist you about any aspect of the course. This week, just follow the instructions for the first discussion. Include in your post an headshot of yourself. Say a little bit about who you are, particularly your background, any specific interests or questions about history you may have. Get us a chance to get to know you a little bit, and way to familiarize yourself with how the discussions work. There'll be several of those about course content over the course of the semester. Again, reach out at any time if you have any questions, and looking forward to getting to know everybody this fall.